Hi there, and welcome to this video all about how can we plan for the next year when we live in such incredibly unpredictable and uncertain times. I was inspired to do this video for you because today a friend said to me, I am just so over this year. I've had enough of it. I can't wait for the new year to start. And that really planted the seed for inspiration on a couple of things which I'd like to share with you. And the first one is, why do we have to wait? And I know practically we go, okay, there's lots of stuff that I've still got to get done and all of that kind of thing. But that doesn't mean we need to wait until the new year to start thinking about, reflecting on, and even feeling into what we want to start with 2022. We can start doing that right now. And that's what has inspired me to do this video, because actually I'd like to share with you the first step. It's a new paradigm planning approach to actually creating a plan that you can use to create and experience what you want in 2022, even though the next 12 months, let's be honest, it's really unpredictable what's going to happen in the world over the next year. We've certainly learned that the hard way over the last couple of years, haven't we? So if we haven't met yet, I'm Anna McKinlay, and I help people like you to thrive. In particular, I help entrepreneurial mums to enjoy more well-being in all dimensions of their lives, fast forward their business and personal goals, and create a life they love. So I'm all about sharing tools and inspiration and practical ideas that you can use to create the life that you want to love, to experience the life you want to live, and the life you love, that you love. So obviously I get so excited about it, I get tongue-tied. So what are we going to cover in this video? I'm going to keep it short and focused. I'm feeling inspired to actually share a series of videos on this topic of how can we plan in such unpredictability. How can we plan for 2022? I'm going to share the first step with you today so you can actually get started and start really leaning into that now, so that you can actually, make the last 2 weeks of 2021 a high note for you instead of a struggle, right? So that's what we're going to focus on today. And then over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to share with you more videos, a framework that you can use when it comes to new paradigm planning for the unpredictable, and of course some downloadable tools that you can use to actually create and build your own plan for 2022, so that you step into the new year prepared with your compass and your roadmap already set out for yourselves. How does that sound? Cool. So if that sounds good to you, let's keep going. So the first thing, there's two things I want to cover. As I said to you, there's two things I'm going to cover with you today. The first one is, why wait? Why wait to lean into what you want to experience in 2022? Why not start doing it now? And I'm going to talk about practically how you can do that even before the year is finished. And the second thing is that first step in creating the new paradigm plan for an uncertain 2022. So why wait? Well, okay, here's the thing. Many of us, oh, believe me, I know what the end of the year can be like in terms of balancing workload and meeting deadlines and getting things out the door before Christmas. And then we've got to plan Christmas, and what are we going to do? And, how do we manage family gatherings and catching up with everyone in this environment around COVID? There's all this stuff, right? Not to mention getting Christmas presents and da-da-da-da-da. It can be really overwhelming. And at the same time, we can get stuck in that overwhelm and just feeling like we've got so much to do. But the opportunity here that I really want to invite you to reflect on and lean into is that actually we always have our opportunity to change the way we relate to all of that stuff on our to-do list and all of that stuff that's happening in our external lives. And it's that leaning in, it's that actually being intentional about how we relate to those things that completely shifts our experience of them. Let me explain what I mean. So here's an example. It's about changing the way we feel about stuff. It's about letting everything, whatever happens, be okay. It's about making choices about how seriously we take things. You know, is the world going to end? Is the sun going to stop coming up? If, right? What we tend to do, and mums are particularly good at this, but this is a very human thing. Many people get stuck in this trap of the ideal, of wanting everything to be perfect and everything to be ideal. And that particularly can come up around Christmas. We want the perfect Christmas. We want everyone to be happy. We want everything to be done on time and everything to run smoothly. And while that's a really nice ideal, what it means is it sets a very high bar, and you know, all of the things that could get in the way and that trip us up become much bigger. Whereas what if we could just let everything be okay? Allow whatever happens to be okay, to allow ourselves to bring some humor into it and recognize that actually whatever happens, the sun will still come up, you know, probably. So it's about shifting away from that that need that we can have for everything to be perfect, and realizing that actually there is no such thing as perfect in the real world. Perfect's more of a direction than a destination, because there will always be things that we can look at and go, well, that could be different, or this isn't quite how I wanted it, and so on. So by allowing ourselves to let go of perfect, we can change our relationship. There's also other ways. We can actually go, well, how do I want to feel as 2021 wraps up and as 2022 starts? How do I want to feel? What do I want to be focusing on? What are the opportunities for me to focus on those things in my mind and experience those feelings internally? Because the more we do that, the more we will actually find those things and those feelings showing up in our day-to-day. For example, if I want to feel more relaxed, if I want things to be more easy, it can be as simple as just pausing from time to time during the day and just taking a few deep breaths and allowing my shoulder to relax, allowing my body to relax, allowing my mind to let go. And the more we do that, the more our mind is tuning into that relaxed, let it be easy feeling instead of making it hard for ourselves. And guess what? If we do that, the more we do it, the easier it gets, and the more we find that kind of thing showing up. Another way we can shift our focus is thinking back to times when we were feeling the kinds of feelings that we'd like to be feeling now, and go there in our imagination. Your imagination is an incredibly powerful tool. And when you really go there in your imagination, really immerse yourself into the memory of those good, you know, whatever that good feeling experience was, well, what's going to happen is that a big chunk of your mind is going to think it's really happening. And so you can actually really, as I like the term, lean in or immerse yourself in that feeling experience, and you will start to feel those feelings. And it brings those feelings into your now moment, into your day to day. And again, the more we do that, the easier it gets, right? We can also use our imagination to think about, well, how will it feel when I have whatever experience I want to be having? How do I want Christmas Day to feel? How do I want 2022 to feel? And again, go there in your imagination. And the more you do that, the more you immerse yourself in it, the better it is. And that is actually part of the secret sauce of the next step, which is the new paradigm planning. How can we use the superpowers of advanced goal achievement to plan even in very uncertain times, and to do it in such a way that we can actually enjoy the experiences we want to enjoy, regardless of what happens in the external world? And that leaning into the feeling is the first step. So I call it setting your compass, right? And this is, again, something that you can start doing now. The sooner the better, to be blunt. The more we connect with your compass, the more powerful it will be, and the more momentum you'll create around what you want to experience in the next year. So it starts with thinking about what is a compass. Really, what is a compass? A compass is a device that helps us to stay true to the direction we want to be going in, right? When you think about it. And so a compass for our life is actually thinking about what is the direction we want to be going in. And this is the superpower. This is the secret sauce that most people don't know about goal achievement. The compass around setting goals that you can achieve, or actually enjoy or experience in even better ways than you might have thought possible when you set them. The compass part is not getting really, really clear and specific about every detail about what the goal looks like. It's actually getting really, really clear and specific about the emotion, the feeling that we feel when we achieve the goal. That's the superpower. And that's the bit that really draws in all of the amazing resources you have in your whole brain, in your nervous system, in your subconscious, in your intuition, and in all of the other aspects of your life, because the more you tune into that compass feeling, the more you create momentum around it, and the more you will start to see opportunities that actually open you up to experiencing what you want to experience. So that is a super achiever tip, if you like. How does this work in practice? If you want to be able to enjoy the things that you really want to enjoy in 2022, it starts with asking yourself a really simple question. Take just a few minutes out when you can relax, have some space to yourself, have a few minutes. That's only just a few minutes. Take a few deep breaths, allow yourself to relax, allow yourself to let go of all the stuff just for 5 minutes. Get a piece of paper or a journal and a pen and ask yourself, how do I want to feel? How do I want to be feeling in December 2022? And just write down whatever comes to mind. There's no right or wrong answer. It's how do you want to be feeling in December 2022? Reflect on it, see what comes up, write down what comes to mind, right? Because that is what sets the compass. Now, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to share with you a more detailed kind of framework for new paradigm planning to help you put in place the foundations, the roadmap to help you stay in the direction of that compass, of that feeling, so that you can experience, have the kinds of experiences that you want to enjoy over the next 12 months. Your first step is to identify that feeling and actually start connecting with it now. What can you do? In what ways can you practice that feeling in your life right now? Imagining it before you go to sleep, taking a few minutes to feel that feeling, going back to memories like I've already talked about, actually just tuning into experiences in your day-to-day life that give you that kind of feeling, and really being present with the feeling and leaning into it and turning up the volume on it so that you can really dial in. Because the more that you do that, the more you predispose yourself to create the kind of year that you want. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you found that helpful. Just so that I know you're here, drop a comment in the comments below, hashtag 2022 compass in the comments, and you're absolutely welcome to share what your compass feeling is for 2022. How do you want to feel in 12 months' time? Do you want to feel fulfilled, satisfied, successful? Do you want to feel filled with creative, positive energy? Do you want to feel prosperous and abundant? Do you just want to feel happy? It's entirely up to you. So drop a comment below and look out for my videos coming up over the next 2 weeks to help you actually put the jigsaw puzzle pieces in place to help you create the life you want over the next 12 months. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon.